excited to introduce our MC for this occasion, Councilman John Bendel of Long Beach.
So, good morning, Long Beach.
Good morning.
Come on. Good. So, the great American philosopher and sometimes baseball player, Yogi Berra, said, when you come to a fork in the road, take it. Our country's at a crossroads right now. We've come to that fork. There are two visions for America right now. One that looks backwards and one that looks forwards. And we own the forward. And that's why you hear every election they say this is the most consequential election ever.
Yes.
This one is it. Because this is going to determine the future of our country. And that's why our candidates here today, it is so important that we get them elected. It's imperative. As a city councilman, I'm kind of privy to seeing what goes on. And I'll tell you, we have a state assembly person and a state senator who are in a super minority up in Albany.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
That means the resources that should be coming back here are going to other parts of the state.
That's right.
We're not getting our fair share because our elected officials don't have the clout to bring them home here. We need to fix that this election. And to start that, I'm going to introduce our assembly candidate, Tina Posterli. Now let me just say something quick about Tina. When our administration had taken over the city was broke. It was borrowing millions of dollars every year just to pay the bills. And we were ranked the most fiscally distressed municipality in the entire state of New York. And for 4 years, we had to make some tough decisions to get this city turned around. And Tina was part of that team that got this city turned around.
That's right.
She has shown she can make the tough decisions that get us to a better place. And now we need to send her to Albany to do the same thing there. So with that, I give you Tina Posterli.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Hello. It's so great to see you all here today. I'm Tina Posterli. I am running for New York State Assembly in District 20. I have lived in this district for 3 decades, Oceanside and the rest of the time in Long Beach. I know and I love this district. I have an amazing 23-year-old daughter, Sydney, a golden retriever fur baby, Winston, and I am dedicated to doing this. What is happening?
Oh my goodness.
Can you hear me? Yeah, all right. And I have dedicated, what am I?
We can hear you without it.
Okay, good, all right. I have dedicated my entire life to public service since I've been out of the womb. I started with public policy and communications for healthcare and water. That led me to PTA president, school board president, city council, and look, I made some really hard decisions with John and the rest and others, even on PTA, on the school board, took hard stances, and some of those weren't very popular, but I always stood by what I thought was right and what I knew to be right, and I am the best person for this assembly seat. When I talk to people, you cannot believe how many have no clue who their assembly member is, and that's not good. That is not someone who is available to you and to me. It is something we need to change. Right now, and I don't need to tell anyone in this room, we are living in controversial and hotly political times. I have to tell this story because it just happened last night. I was scrolling on Facebook in one of the Long Beach community groups, and some woman was saying, you know, the flag over the post office looked tattered and it should be replaced. Right. And that sparked so many comments, like to the tone of, well, your party believes in burning flags. And it's like, all this poor woman wanted was the flag replaced. And that's what we're dealing with right now. So what do we do about that? We elect people like me, and we send them to Albany to lower that temperature and to advocate for this community. Woo! Something I've been doing for 30 years. And the bottom line is, do we want someone beholden to a machine or someone fighting for you? Because they're coming. They're coming for our choice, for our reproductive health and rights, right here in New York. They're coming for freedom and democracy itself.
Right.
We need voices who are collaborative and who will fight for our rights. I've been doing that for 30 years. All right. If you want hardcore politics and to see elbows being thrown, come to a city council or PTA meeting. You'll see it. And I have been in the corporate level. I've done it on Capitol Hill. I've done it for the PTA. I've done it for the school board, city council. And now it's time to send me to the assembly.
Let's hear it for Tina. So, people that don't know me, by profession I'm an engineer. I happen to be a nuclear engineer, which means I'm pretty anal and do a lot of research before I get up and speak at things like this. And I was doing some research about this and got a couple of interesting facts. I looked up the votes of our current assemblyman and senator. Out of the 67 votes I looked up for our assemblyman, he voted no 47 times. And then there was some votes he just didn't vote at all. For our senator, out of 63 votes, there were 42 no votes. And then several didn't vote at all. Is that really representing your constituents when all you do is basically vote no on things? How is that representing you? Because you have to vote yes to be able to do things for your constituents. But they were consistent, voting against abortion rights and things like that. Our assemblyman even voted against putting the referendum, the constitutional referendum on his ballot to prohibit discrimination. He voted no. What does that say?
They're going backwards.
So again, we have another candidate that we can send up there to fix this. And to send someone up there that's going to represent us and not just go up there and give everything a thumbs down. And with that, I will give you our Senate candidate, Dr. James Lynch.
Welcome, my name is Dr. James Lynch. I'm running for New York State Senate. The reason why I'm running is because, like Tina and like Laura, we can't stand by. It has taken a lot of energy to resist what we've seen in Nassau County. We've seen changes in our government. We've seen marginalized people get more marginalized. We can't tolerate this anymore. I want to give a different voice to the people of this community in Long Beach. I want all of Nassau County to know that their vote counts. I want everyone outside of Nassau County, because you have friends outside Nassau County, outside New York State, who ask you questions about, is that the place that you live? And we say, no, it's not. This is not the people that we think of. These are the good people. This is the energy in this room. When I walked in here a little while ago, it felt like a great Irish wake. There was energy, there was strength, there was commitment to get out the vote. Oh, right, Nassau County is a Democratic county. The town of Hempstead is a Democrat majority. My district is a Democrat majority. And certainly the city by the sea is. So it's easy. Oh, get out the vote. But it's hard. This is where the work starts. In this office, with these young volunteers that I've seen at the other openings of the offices. They're working for us. So when you see my name, please think of me kindly. Please think of the women that I am running with, from Laura Gillen, to Tina Posterli, to Judy. All these women, I am so happy for my wife and my daughter to stand with these women. Thank you. Please vote.
So who in the room wants to see Kamala and Coach Walsh in the White House? Okay, if we get them there, they need a Congress that'll work with them to get things done. Do you really think Anthony D'Esposito is going to be that person? Because he certainly doesn't share the same values we do. But we have a candidate that does. And that's the person we need to send, because Kamala needs Laura. So with that, okay, mic switch. So with that, I give you our congressional candidate for the 4th District, Laura Gillen.
Rainy Saturday morning. The energy in here is great, and we're going to carry that energy through November 5th when we take back this seat. It is a seat that has been held by a Democratic woman for 25 years, up until 2022, and on November 5th, it's going back to a Democratic woman. I want to thank Dems by the Sea for being here. Councilman Roy Lester, thank you for being here. Councilman Bendo for being our MC tonight. I want to thank James Hodge and the folks from the MLK Center. And we thank you to our great candidates, James, Lynch, and Tina. And also we have another assembly candidate here, Ellen DeFrancisco over there. Yes, she's running for assembly. She has like a little, if you're here, like a little Island Park, right, in Belmore. So Island Park, folks, there's your girl right there, Team Ellen. All right, so. What? Okay, I'm sorry. Anyway, there's your girl. So everybody, thank you so much for being here. The energy is incredible. Look, I grew up in this district. I just met someone who's here who, my brother is a teacher in Island Park, and he taught her daughter My family lives here. I really care about what happens here. I care about giving back to our community. I went to Georgetown. I was a government major. I worked on Capitol Hill, but I decided, like, politics is too mean, it's too ugly. I don't think I want to do that. So I did a whole bunch of other things after college. I went to India. I worked for Mother Teresa in Calcutta in her home for the dying. I came back here. I worked for GMHC to help people living with AIDS. And I went to law school, and I practiced law and had 4 kids and was just living my life. And then I just got so sick of the corruption in our local government. I saw a private investor who was going to rebuild the Coliseum. This is like 23 years ago. Nothing has happened there. But he was going to do it. It wasn't going to be a taxpayer burden. He was going to pay for it all himself. We were just going to get the benefit. And the town of Hempstead Republicans would not let that deal go through. They wouldn't give them the zoning requirements because Tom Swazi, a Democrat, was the county executive at the time, and they didn't want him to have a win. This is not governance. And so that really annoyed me. Then the Republican Ed Mangano, remember him? He just went to jail not too long ago. Then he decides he's going to do it, but he's going to have a secret vote in August when nobody shows up to vote, and all of a sudden it was going to become a taxpayer burden that we would pay for, our children would pay for, and their children would pay for. And the vote cost $1 million of taxpayer money to have that vote. It didn't go through, but that fired up the activist in me, and I said, I can't just sit on the sidelines. I've got to get involved, because this government, this Republican machine government in the county and in the town of Hempstead is not operating to help the people of this county and of this town and of this congressional district. It's only operating to help the insiders and the connected. So I ran for town of Hempstead supervisor and became the first Democrat in 112 years to win that seat. And I got there, and I thought, okay, I had some support from some other Republicans who wanted to see a change, and I thought, okay, this is town government. We pick up garbage, we fix parks, we hand out housing vouchers to people who need them. There's really no ideology involved. There's no real Democratic way or Republican way to run a town. There's just a good way and a bad way. And so I thought, this is going to be great. Well, it'll be bipartisanship. We can work together. Yeah. That didn't last very long. When I showed up on the first day, they locked me out of my office. They uninvited me to preside over the swearing in of the candidates. And they stole all my clerk's furniture out of her office, even down to the flag, out of the flagpole holder. But that's okay. I'm a resilient girl. By 5 o'clock, I had presided over that ceremony. I was in my office, and the flag was back in the flagpole holder, and all the furniture was back by 5 p.m. So, we are getting to Congress soon. So in the town of Hempstead, my #1 obstructor-in-chief was Councilman Anthony D'Esposito. Because he has always prioritized party and partisan politics over the people he is supposed to represent. I put forward a resolution to refinance the town's debt. This is not complicated stuff. Interest rates were really, really low. We could save taxpayers millions of dollars. I put forward the resolution. The town attorney told me, Anthony D'Esposito is going to kill your bill. I said, why? It's only going to help residents. He said, because he doesn't want you to have a win, and you made him look stupid. I always like to let that one sit for a little bit. You made him look stupid. That's how he governs. That's how he governed in the town of Hempstead. He didn't care if things would help people. He only wanted to get in his partisan attacks and his partisan politics. And that is how he is governing in Washington. He is not reflecting the values of this district. There was a vote to restore a Confederate monument in Arlington Cemetery. And he voted yes. Because that's what Mike Johnson wanted him to do. Do you think that represents the values of this district? No!
Do you think that represents the values of this district?
No!
He does not represent our values. And now he's playing this cute little game that Trump is trying to play, like, what? The Dems decisions? Well, I didn't have anything to do with that. I love reproductive freedom. When Trump was the one who bragged about overturning Roe v. Wade, and every single action that Anthony Diaz-Canseco has taken in the House of Representatives has been to curtail and to obstruct the right for reproductive freedom. He's stripped women in the military who are serving our nation of the right to reproductive health care. He voted for funding for fake pregnancy centers that don't give young women in crisis all the information about their health care choices. So he can make all the yelling, screaming commercials he wants to say, I will never vote for a national abortion ban. Guess what? He told a reporter he would, and then he said, oh, don't quote me. We know one thing. We cannot trust Anthony Diaz-Canseco to represent our values. We cannot trust him to protect women. We cannot trust him on anything. I am running to serve the people of this district and to be a representative who is responsive to the community, to bring our values forward, to be a partner to my colleagues in government, and to get Congress working again. You are paying him $174,000 a year to do absolutely nothing. This has been the least productive Congress that we've had since the Great Depression. So, now it comes to today. I can't get there. I can't be that representative without every single one of you.
Amen.
I am so grateful. I met some ladies here from Brooklyn. Brooklyn ladies in the house. Brooklyn ladies are in the house. We are getting support from all over the country because this is the race. This is the most flippable seat in the House of Representatives. If we get people out to vote, if Dems come out to vote and sane people who want our country to go forward come out to vote, we win. And we get them out with all of you. So thank you so much for being here. There's so many ways you can help. You can call bank. You can knock doors. You can write postcards. You can just call your friends. You can get your friends, all your friends who are going to vote for me out to vote and vote for these candidates. And then the people who live near you have Trump flags, you can get them to stay home. Because we will take back the House, and we're going to take back Long Beach too. Thank you, everybody.
One last thing to say, I want to give everyone a round of applause for coming out today for Laura Gillen and the rest of these wonderful, terrific, I see you with your sign, raise it higher, these terrific candidates we have here today, right? And we got to get out this vote. We got to get out the vote. And I know Long Beach, we know Long Beach, we've lived here our whole life, and this is a place that could be won or lost. Could be won or lost by 1 or 2 votes. And we can't let that happen. We can't let that happen. So we have to bring this energy in this room today out of this room. We got to bring it out. We got to knock on doors. We got to make phone calls. Whether it's 10 minutes during your lunch break or it's 10 hours a week, we got to do something about this and we got to get these people elected. And I'll end with this. There's this quote by Hillary Clinton. It's called, "It takes a village." It takes a village. It sure does. But in Long Beach, we say it a little bit differently. It takes a city. It takes a city in Long Beach to get out the vote and to create a positive change. It takes a city. So I ask you to help me. I ask you when we're done here today to go to the back. We got Caitlin. Caitlin, raise your hand, my wonderful co-field organizer. Yeah, she deserves it. She's fantastic. But anyways, we're going to knock on doors, so anyone who wants to get involved, go to Caitlin and she'll help you. Thank you so much.
Before we close, and anybody leaves, One more time, I want everybody to look to the back of the room. Caitlin, raise your hand. Majoy Mitchell, raise your hand. Kayla, raise your hand. I need everybody under the sound of my voice and in the city of Long Beach to go paint this town blue. We need to go knock doors. We need to make phone calls. Get your neighbors from the north to the east to the south to the west. We have lawn signs in the back. I know you see the Republicans are putting up their signs. We need to put up our signs because we're going to win this thing. Long Beach, can you hear me? Long Beach, do you hear me? Okay. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. I don't believe you. When we fight, we win. We're going to bring back up to the stage. We are electing Democrats up and down the ballot. We want to thank the leadership of the New York State Democratic Party, Chairman Jacobs, the Nassau County Democratic Committee. We are making sure this coordinated effort makes sure that Long Island goes blue. So I need you to give it up one more time as we bring them to the stage for Tina Posterli, our candidate for Assembly. Dr. James Lynch, our candidate for Senate. Is Miss Laura Gillen in the building? Ellen Laura Gillen running for Assembly. And the next Congresswoman from the 4th Congressional District, the Honorable Laura Gillen. We're not going back. When we fight, let's go win Long Beach.